What's up, guys? Yonder Neko here. It's been a while since I had a death battle reaction, mostly because I wanted to branch out into GunTube to see what gets me clicks, because uploading's only half the battle. And right now, death battle's in a sort of weird place where while it's back from the dead, it's not really uploading new stuff. But anyway, on to the reaction. Let's go.
There are so many heroes with crazy, over-the-top superpowers, but there's one class of character everyone respects. The master of the martial arts.
More of a
like
gun guy
Sanji,
myself.
the sous chef of the Straw Hat Pirates searching for the One
Martial
Piece.
arts is cool.
And Rock Lee, the hard-working ninja warrior from the village of Naruto.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I will say, I do remember this episode being a victim of the penultimate curse, where, for those not in the know, the episode before the finale is always on the weaker side. Not like bad, but below average, so let's get into this. See how it holds up.
Somewhere in the
Well,
vast ocean
animating
is a
the
seafaring land of
panels,
science. The
actually
kingdom
holds
of
up rather
Germa.
well.
When the king of germs decided to churn out some kids, he got an awesome idea. How about he make his kids into killer emotionless super soldiers?
That's
What
just
could go
badass.
wrong?
He forced his queen to undergo surgery that would enhance their children during pregnancy.
Yeah, she wasn't much of a fan.
So she took a drug meant to counteract the effects to hopefully ensure that at least one of her children was, emotionally stable.
A surprisingly
Does
low bar
the
to aim
drug
for, but
also
hey,
turn
good for
your
her.
child
And
into
she
a
pulled it off.
massive
While
simp?
most of her children were violent sociopaths, one showed no signs of their shared superhuman genetics. This is Sanji.
Oh, the poor kid didn't have a great childhood. I mean, he was surrounded by actual superhuman bullies, but he found peace
Yeah,
in cooking
tough
for his
enough.
mom. Well, until she died, and then he was thrown in a dungeon. Look, I told you his childhood sucked.
Fortunately, Sanji eventually escaped thanks to some help from his sister, who I guess was slightly less of a
That is some
sociopath,
ugly
and made his way
crime
across the sea as a
joke.
cook. Until he was shipwrecked and left marooned.
Poor guy just can't catch a break. But Sanji found a new daddy in the form of Pirate Redleg Zeph, who trained him in his
I
own
would've
martial
left
arts,
Sanji
Black
stove.
Leg style. Wait, shouldn't that be Red Leg style?
That is some clean
confused.
animation.
It's an art
though.
that focuses exclusively on kicks, which worked out swimmingly for Sanji.
No.
Boo.
Puns are my job.
No
I don't
puns.
need you pirating that from me.
As a chef,
Also a
Sanji firmly
bad
believes
pun.
his hands have no place in a fight. To him, they should be kept as pristine as possible for cooking, which is frankly wonderful etiquette. Even if his own life is in serious danger, he will not break
kind
this
of
self-imposed
arbitrary,
rule.
like
You gotta hand it to him.
Cool.
Black Leg is like taking capoeira, taekwondo, and every other martial art.
so useless stuff. Like, not to be that guy, but capoeira and taekwondo sort of have some stereotypes to them. Capoeira takes too much space and wind-up to use, and taekwondo guys are sort of known to be wusses. But let's see if Sanji fares better.
With high-flying footwork and mixing them all up like a stew. And just like a tasty dish, he named his attacks after a bunch of French words, which I definitely cannot pronounce.
Though the most important to recognize is Diable Jambe, also known as the Devil Leg. By moving at incredibly high
Alright,
speeds,
this was before
Sanji
they
builds
had,
up friction between the air
influence
and his
on
leg
based
until it
on
literally
Wano,
catches on
so-
fire. To do so, he'd have to be moving his legs over 11,000 meters per second.
Yeah, that move's pretty lit. Clearly, Sanji's super fast. He's quick enough to keep up with the pirate captain Luffy, who effortlessly dodged laser beams from a robot man bear guy.
No,
It's
I'm
a long story.
not actually a fan of how they calculate this feat, because they have it at, like, not to spoil, but like 13 times light speed, and I need to see the math on that, because I get dodging the lasers makes it like light speed, but from the looks of it, he's just doing some simple
He dodged
head
laser
movements.
beams from a
How's that,
robot man bear guy.
like, as
It's a
fast
long
as
story.
they put it.
That's One Piece in a nutshell. A very, very long story.
Sanji's got plenty of other skills. He can kick your face so hard it makes you as handsome as that
More of a
devil
gag
George
move.
Clooney.
but
Oh, brother! Then he can
fair.
start blasting and Danny DeVito you back to normal with another.
And with the skywalk technique, he can literally walk on air by, listen to this, flicking his heels so quickly he creates dozens of miniature sonic booms beneath his feet.
that just sounds like
That
flying with
is
more steps.
insane.
Note to self, never skip leg day. In fact, forget the other days, all days are now leg days.
Sanji eventually found a true family as a chef for the Straw Hat Pirates. With them at his side, he began a hunt for the All Blue, a mythical location where every ocean in the world connects and all manner of sea life exists. A perfect spot for a chef of the sea.
But just like all of us, he had to deal with his first and much crazier family at some point. And when he did, he got an upgrade.
This is the
Also,
raid suit.
not exactly a fan of the
miraculous-
decision just because, the weight suits are something he pretty much abandoned as soon as he got, so.
Outfit with hover boots, invisibility, air boosters for increased kicking
As
power.
cool
And
as
a
it is,
snazzy
it's
cape.
not really
Conveniently, the
part
suit
of
is
his
stored in an easy-to-carry canister that can be
toolkit.
opened for a magical girl transformation, like so. Oh, is this beer?
Wait a minute, if that's my beer, what am I drinking? I'm gonna either need to
Yeah.
go to the bathroom or
No.
the hospital.
The
While
cutaway
Sanji
gags
may not
are
possess the
odd
superhuman
to
ability of his
listen to.
siblings, he has learned something similar yet entirely different. Hockey.
Gesundheit. This power lets people push their body to new limits in a bunch of different ways. Like with armament hockey, he can make himself hard.
Specifically to strengthen his limbs for ironclad defense and stronger attacks. However, Sanji's own speciality is Kenbunshoku, or observation hockey. With this, Sanji
I mean, yes and no. While he is more skilled with observation and armament, I wouldn't really say it's his specialty. That's more Usopp's territory.
can detect the presence of others,
In fact,
including
this
through
panel what came from Usopp using observation hockey.
balls.
So.
He can even predict future events, at least to some extent.
And hanging with the Straw Hats let him push his abilities to the limit. He's strong enough to keep up with the likes of Zoro, one of the deadly...
Not really, no. Like, while the story portrays Zoro and Sanji as rivals, if we actually look at their stats and feats, Zoro kind of clears.
swordsman in the freaking world.
And he could battle the marine Fujitora, who could summon
Definitely
meteors from the
probably one of the
sky.
more
The largest of
controversial
which, when
parts of
compared to
this
the island of
episode.
Dressrosa, appears to have a diameter
Sanji
of
does
over
not
7
match up with Zoro's strength.
180
so.
meters, and thus a
Yeah.
kinetic energy of over 12 gigatons of TNT.
So, like, he fought a guy who could basically blow up a whole island in a snap, and then some. Let me know the next time you find a cook who can pull that off.
He has his fair share of weaknesses, though. Sanji sees himself as a gentleman, and thus refuses to fight a lady at any cost,
Simp.
even his own life.
And, he's absolutely terrified of drag queens.
Now that's just
That
based.
didn't age well.
But even with the setbacks and a horrifying childhood, Sanji is a man of the moment, an adventurer with a goal. One day he will surely discover the All Blue, and whatever else comes after
And one
that.
of his cooler end
was looking
clips would have given
For a
him.
light. Appreciate it.
On to Rock Lee now.
Konoha, the village hidden in the leaves, is a land of phenomenal ninja.
From Naruto to Sasuke to Kakashi, we've seen them show off their awesome talent on Death Battle before.
But one
Honestly,
ninja
probably
student sought to
should
prove that
diversified
talent wasn't
my
naturally
reactions
born.
and not
That
done,
talent
like,
could be achieved
just
through
all the
nothing but
Naruto
hard
stuff
work.
back to
This
back.
is Rock Lee.
Gets a tyrant.
At first, Bullcut's path to being a ninja was anything but promising. See, the best ninja can use all sorts of ninja magic called ninjutsu or genjutsu, but not Rocky over here.
Essentially, Lee was born with a disability, unable to access the living
Well,
chakra
so
energies
was I,
within
but
his
it's
body the
called
same way his
autism.
peers could. But while this certainly made things difficult for him, he continued to train, pushing himself to become a splendid ninja.
Too bad he got paired up with Neji, who might as well have the word prodigy stamped on his forehead.
Now show what the tattoo in the manga is. You won't. For those who know, you know.
Hello, irony.
With no real family to speak of, Lee had no one to guide him on his difficult path. Fortunately, he found inspiration in the form of a fellow bowl-cut individual.
Might Guy, a man who is simultaneously incredibly cool and incredibly weird.
Guy saw Lee's potential and
weird
trained him to
side,
master
but-
the art of taijutsu, a ninja's physical prowess using chakra, body, and mind.
So he's not gonna be shooting fireballs or popping up clones of himself like the other guys, but he's gonna learn how to punch harder than anyone. Actually, that's exactly the point of his martial art. Strong fist.
And
a
zip
style
around the
that's all about
battlefield.
shattering bones.
Not just any ninja can master the form of strong fist. In the hands of a novice, it's a dangerous technique. One wrong move and you could accidentally break your own limbs.
But
That's
Lee
just
quickly
cool.
got the hang of it and even learned some awesome moves, like this Killer Azuna drop on steroids. The primary
The one
loaded.
thing I'm also not a fan with this episode was they mentioned his love of spicy curry, which is technically a filler arc. One of the better filler arcs, funnier one, but still filler. And given that they bring it up and that's how the fight starts,
A
it's...
technique so useful that many other ninja
Yeah.
tried to copy it for themselves.
What a bunch of cheaters. He's also got this potion, and if he drinks it, he goes into a super zen state that makes him basically
That's just
invincible.
alcohol.
Incorrect as usual, Boomstick. That was due to American censorship.
Right, it wasn't a potion, it was sake. Somehow, Lee's susceptibility to alcohol turns him into an instant expert in the drunken fist, based on an actual martial art.
You know, Wiz, I've always wanted to try that style myself, and I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few. What's this? Get it? Yeah. Ah.
Correction.
Time for
Real
another
drunken
cringe
boxers only
cutaway.
emulate the movements of the inebriated. They're not actually. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Ah. Piece of cake. Anyway, when Rocky Road isn't totally sloshed, he's got one more ace up his sleeve. The 8 gates.
In the world of Naruto, 8 metaphorical
Nope.
gates exist within the human body, inspired by real-world Buddhist teachings of opening one's self to achieve enlightenment.
But in Lee's case,
For
it's
all the Naruto characters death battles used, how come it's always either like a Sharingan user or an 8 gates user? They've haven't used any of the actual more interesting
opening a can
abilities,
of whoop-ass.
frankly.
Think of it like that horrible myth about
Well, you know,
humans using only
more
one small part of their
strategic.
brain. Each open gate
Because
increases
the
Lee's abilities in
Sharingan's
some
cool,
way.
it's just
For
not
example,
very,
the first gate allows Lee to utilize
strategic.
100% of his body's potential by removing inherent mental and physical inhibitions. The third gate lets him expend enough chakra all at once to perform his signature technique, the Hidden Lotus.
the
One of
first
the
few gates are
coolest
pretty chill,
Izuna
even if they do
drops
wear him
ever
out. Thing is, the more gates you open,
shown
the
in
more
anime.
dangerous it gets. But Lee wasn't afraid.
By the age of 13, he could unlock 5 of the 8 gates.
Although he
More than enough
technically
to keep up with the likes
specializes
of
in more of
Neji
the
and honorary
lower
Green Day
gates.
member Gara. He's almost as quick as Naruto, who's dodged light speed attacks. And when he opened the 6th gate, he used it to slice up a giant meteor.
Comparing the scale of the meteor to Konoha's mountainside, and assuming Lee
Was
contributed
that
his
like
fair
a
share to this group
Boruto
task,
feat?
he must have produced a force equal
I
to
don't
about
remember this.
230 megatons of TNT.
The average nuclear bomb has a yield of about 5 megatons, so getting hit by 6 Gate Lee is like having 50 nukes exploding in your face.
Now,
That's
Lee has admittedly never
pretty
used the
cool.
last 2 gates. However, there are multiple claims that he's mastered them by adulthood. And frankly, as the successor to Might Guy, who did unlock all 8 gates, Lee should be comparable.
Guy could make a blast.
Debatably, my guy has a much better win record. Like Lee pretty much loses almost every fight, so
The size of an island with the 7th gate. With
Like,
the
no
8th, he could
significant
go head to
wins.
head with the ultimate big bad.
that's my only
Madara.
issue with
This
comparing
creep
him
was
to
packing more
Guy.
power than when Naruto's chakra blew a hole through the moon. A 400 petaton explosion. That's way bigger than 50 nukes. Hell, the 8th gate can bend the fabric of space.
Just one small problem. Opening the 8th
It's
gate
a
puts an immense
suicide
toll on the
move.
body. The moment you open it, you've essentially guaranteed your own death.
Yeah, but who cares as long as you take your foe with you.
Under Guy's training and with the help of his friends, Lee has shown that he is indeed a splendid ninja. though he never quite got the chance to prove himself against Neji.
Well, according to the wisdom of Gammy Boomstick, one's dead and the other isn't, so
one
I
of
think
the
I know
most
who won.
Tact
poorly
Boomstick.
executed
Now the
deaths
villager's
in
expert
the
instructor in
series, but-
taijutsu, and with a kid of his very own, it seems Rock Lee's hard work truly did pay off in the end.
To protect and maintain one's own ninja way.
Well, at least we're on to the fight now.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want some of Lee and Sanji's fiery determination in the sack, check out Blue Chew.
This episode is brought
We
to you.
are skipping that ad.
I refuse to eat this.
What is that voice? That is not, like, that is not Lee's voice. Why does he sounds black.
Far too mild, lacking in the fiery use of
Like,
true spicy curry.
Were they trying to go for, I don't know what they were going for, but it wasn't Lee.
Mild. This is the most perfectly balanced curry around.
Reasonable
your fighting skills match your
critique
skill in
to your cooking. Reasonable way to react. Yeah, the puppeting is, there's some jank to it, but honestly, Sanji's attacks look
Show your chef some
decent.
respect.
It's mostly Rock Lee's puppeting that's pretty
I'm a
bad.
paying customer, and that curry was awful. Don't you like that? Look at me like that.
Oh gosh, that puppeting is. Yeah. It's not terribly good puppeting on Lee's part. Like, Sanji's moves all look pretty good. Fight-wise, it's Lee's. Like, I'm not sure if the jank's intentional, just through, like, drunken fist, but it's pretty bad.
Picky eaters are the worst.
Why is everything so loud? Fifth gate, open!
Pretty out of character to just go fifth gate, but go on. And one of the more disliked parts of the fight right now, that he just pops through like all the gates. Yeah, even their punch didn't look pretty, didn't look that great in terms of animation. And it's the handsome Squidward meme.
I am the youthful beast of Konoha. I will never give up. Eighth gate of death, open!
And time for an injury, Sanji never showed that he could survive. Like, I generally like it when the winner gets injured,
I'm making you cough up whatever you've already
so
eaten.
long as it's, like, believable they survive. Sanji's never been shown to survive, like it's something that severe.
Looks like mild suited you best. My dish was too spicy for you.
You know what? I like the ending line.
Well, I guess Lee can finally have that bout with Neji now.
Given Lee's years of experience and the power of the 8 gates, he definitely kept Sanji on his toes.
But Sanji
Is this one of those, this was a really close match, and then it's like, here's all the ways the winner just stats
was no
stomps.
slouch himself, and like Lee, has trained all of his life.
With his speed and observation hockey, he handled even the unpredictable drunken fist.
And while the 7th gate meant Lee could probably blow up an island, that's not as big as the meteors the Straw Hats could handle.
Simply
Even
put,
though
Lee had
he
only
shouldn't
one
really
somewhat
scale to
reliable method of a
Zoro.
possible victory, the 8th gate. A suicide move he's never actually used before. not really the best argument for a win on its own.
But gate number 8 could take on Madara. Sanji's tough, yeah, but he's definitely not on that guy's level. A couple big hits from the 8th gate and Sanji's nothing but paste, so what gives?
Well, Lee would have to hit him first. While Sanji's power may not compare to the 8th gate, his speed is far beyond. Recall when his fellow rubber rabble-rouser Luffy very patiently waited for a light speed laser to reach him before dodging it. To pull this off, Luffy would have had to move 13 times.
What I'm wondering math-wise. Was it the distance the laser was at before he dodged that makes it so fast? Because based on the animation, it just
Faster
looks
than
like a
light.
light speed
Sanji can regularly
dodge.
keep up with Luffy,
Not
and this was before
that
he even got his
much
super fast
faster
rain
than-
suit.
Don't get us wrong, the power of the 8th gate is incredible. If we were to run this fight 100 more rounds, Lee would surely land a winning blow with it a few times.
But more often than not, Sanji's speed is pulling this one off.
Given his speed, raid suit, observation hockey, and his fiery footwork, Sanji had everything he needed to outlast Lee's youthful determination for a victory.
Guess you could say he had a leg up on Rock Lee, hand over fist. Or I guess foot over fist, but you get it.
The winner is Sanji.
Okay, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment for the algorithm. I'm honestly just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks, what gets clicks. I'll see y'all next time.